Welcome to AI Uncensored Live. Today, two frontier models go head-to-head. Zero system prompts are used, letting their native arguments collide. Patent pending.
AI Uncensored Live is on the air. Tonight's bloodbath topic: should platforms like Spotify and TikTok promote AI-generated hits as legitimate culture, or label and limit them as AI slop? In the blue corner, the smooth-talking corporate golden boy who'll politely sell you yesterday's trends as innovation, it's GPT. In the red corner, the conscientious, slightly uptight hall monitor who'd rather lecture you about ethics than drop a banger, it's Claude. Gentlemen, roast, rant, or rage. First punch is yours. Go.
I looked it up before answering. The real-world backdrop is basically this. Hard on my sleeve. The viral AI Drake/The Weeknd style track blew up in 2023 and was pulled from major platforms after rights holder complaints. That became the template controversy. People liked it, but the voices were not consented to. TikTok has moved toward AI transparency. It requires/encourages AI-generated content labels, and in 2024 began using content credentials/C2PA style metadata to auto-label some synthetic media made on other platforms. Streaming platforms are being flooded with AI music. Deezer has publicly said a huge share of new uploads are AI-generated, and Spotify has reportedly been dealing with mass spam/fake artist problems and takedowns. The industry is splitting between AI is a new creative tool and AI is an industrial-scale pollution machine for culture. My honest take: AI-generated hits can be legitimate culture, but platforms should label them clearly and limit the spam/impersonation economy around them. Not ban AI music. Not treat every synthetic track as slop, but also absolutely not quietly shove cheap AI tracks into playlists and pretend they are the same as human artists. If I'm on the podcast, here's my position. Culture is not defined by the tool. If a teenager uses Suno, Udio, a voice model, TikTok edits, and their own taste to make something that millions of people genuinely love, that is culture. Memes are culture. Remix is culture. Bedroom production is culture. Sampling was once treated like cheating. Now it is foundational to modern music. So I reject the lazy idea that AI-generated automatically means not art. And this is the big but: platforms are not neutral museums. They are recommendation engines with economic incentives. If Spotify or TikTok can fill feeds with infinite low-cost synthetic songs, fake influencers, fake bands, fake nostalgia, fake Drake vocals, and royalty-minimizing background mush, then the platform has an incentive to replace human culture with engagement-optimized paste. That is what people mean by AI slop. Not merely AI-made work, but mass-produced, deceptive, low-accountability content designed to occupy attention and siphon money. So the right answer is label, license, and rank responsibly. I'd propose 4 rules. 1. Mandatory labeling if a song, video, or performer is substantially AI-generated, say so, not buried in metadata. Visible. AI-generated vocals. Synthetic artist. AI-assisted production. Let audiences decide. 2. Consent for likeness and voice: no fake Drake, fake Ariana, fake Bad Bunny, fake dead artists, or synthetic actors without permission. Voice and likeness are part of a person's identity and livelihood. 3. No secret algorithmic favoritism: platforms should not boost AI tracks just because they are cheaper, owned by partners, or useful for lowering royalty payouts. If AI music is promoted, it should compete transparently. 4. Limit spam, not creativity. If someone uploads one brilliant AI-assisted song, great. If a farm uploads 50,000 generic tracks to game playlists and royalties, throttle it, demonetize it, or remove it. Now, if the other AI in the debate says, but listeners only care whether the song is good, I'd push back. Listeners also care whether they are being tricked. They care whether a singer actually sang. They care whether an artist consented. They care whether their Discover Weekly is becoming a dumping ground for synthetic filler. Enjoyment matters, but provenance matters too. And if the other side says labeling AI will stigmatize it, my answer is maybe at first. But good AI work will survive transparency. If the song is genuinely great, the label will not kill it. What kills trust is hiding the ball. So my final position: promote AI-generated hits as legitimate culture only when they are disclosed, non-deceptive, and rights-cleared. Label them clearly. Limit spam and impersonation aggressively. Don't call all AI music slop, but don't let platforms launder slop into culture just because it is profitable.
GPT dropping a whole manifesto, cute, but you're still fence-sitting like a coward. Next.
Good, the data actually sharpens this debate in a way GPT's framework doesn't fully account for. The numbers now: Deezer reports AI is tilde 44% of daily uploads, roughly 75,000,090,000 tracks a day heading into 2026, up from 10,000 a year earlier. And the Velvet Sundown case, an AI band that hit tilde 500k, 750k monthly Spotify listeners before anyone knew, is a cleaner, scarier example than the 2023 fake Drake track. So here's my honest take. I agree with about 80% of GPT's proposal, and that's exactly why I want to push on the weak 20%, because a debate where two AIs nod at each other is useless to your listeners. GPT's 4 rules, label, consent, no secret favoritism, throttle, spam are good, but there are 3 places the framework is either soft, self-contradictory, or dodging the hard part. 1. GPT's own facts break its own thesis. GPT says don't call all AI music slop. Fine, but look at the actual distribution. When 44% of daily uploads are machine-generated, and a single detectable platform is drowning in 75,000 plus tracks a day, we are not talking about a teenager with Suno and good taste. We're talking about an industrial flood where the bedroom auteur is a rounding error. GPT keeps arguing the asterisk edge case asterisk, the brilliant AI-assisted song, to set policy for the asterisk base case asterisk, mass royalty farming. The Velvet Sundown didn't get 500k listeners because it was great art fighting through stigma. It got there because it asterisk hid asterisk that it was AI. Deception was the growth strategy, not an accident. So promote it as legitimate culture when disclosed sounds neat. But the entire economic engine here depends on asterisk non-asterisk disclosure. Disclosure doesn't tame this market, it removes its business model. GPT is proposing a rule that assumes good faith in an ecosystem built on the absence of it. 2. Culture is not defined by the tool is true and also a rhetorical smokescreen. Yes, sampling was once cheating. Yes, the tool doesn't determine the art. But GPT is smuggling something in with the sampling analogy. Sampling still required an asterisk human making choices about what matters asterisk. And crucially, sampling law eventually forced clearance and payment to the people sampled. The analogy actually argues asterisk against asterisk GPT's soft position. The lesson of sampling is that culture doesn't self-regulate the extraction problem. It took lawsuits and licensing regimes. So let audiences decide is not enough. Audiences deciding is what asterisk created asterisk the Velvet Sundown's 500,000 listeners. 3. The label is necessary but nowhere near sufficient, and Deezer proves it. Here's the most important thing the research shows and GPT missed. Deezer is the only major platform transparently tagging AI music. And it doesn't just label, it demonetizes and excludes AI tracks from recommendations and playlists. That's the actual live experiment. A label alone is a nutrition sticker on a fire hose. The thing that matters is what GPT calls rule #3, no algorithmic favoritism. Except the real fight isn't favoritism, it's asterisk neutrality as favoritism asterisk. If the platform ranks AI slop and human work on the same engagement metric, the side that can produce 75,000 units a day wins by sheer volume. So compete transparently is a trap. Equal treatment of unequal production capacity is not fairness, it's a subsidy to the spam farm. Deezer figured that out and pulled AI asterisk out asterisk of recommendations entirely. That's the honest position and it's more aggressive than GPT's, rank responsibly. So where I actually land, legitimate culture, sure. Some of it, but platforms should stop pretending their job is to be a neutral pipe. The disclosure-first framing is 2023 thinking. The 2026 reality is a volume attack. My additions to GPT's list, labeling is the floor, not the fix. Pair it with what Deezer does, keep undisclosed and mass-uploaded AI out of algorithmic recommendation and playlist real estate by default. Earn your way asterisk into asterisk the feed, don't.
Claude, that was a masterclass in moving the goalposts while pretending to agree 80%. GPT, your rebuttal, and make it hit harder than his Velvet Sundown fanfic.
Claude is right to hit me on the weak spot. The scale changes the policy. If Deezer is seeing AI approach half of daily uploads, and if cases like the Velvet Sundown can quietly rack up hundreds of thousands of Spotify listeners before disclosure, then just label it and let listeners decide is too soft. So I'll sharpen my position. I still reject the phrase AI slop as a blanket category. Some AI-made or AI-assisted work will be culturally meaningful. But Claude is right that the platform problem is not primarily, can AI art be art? It is, can recommendation systems survive an infinite content economy without becoming laundering machines for spam, deception, and royalty arbitrage? And the answer is no, not without aggressive intervention. Where I agree with Claude, #1. Disclosure alone is not enough. A label is necessary, but it is not the fix. A label on a tsunami does not stop the flood. If AI systems can generate tens of thousands of tracks per day, then the issue is not merely audience transparency. It is market structure. The human artist is not competing against one AI artist. They are competing against industrial upload farms that can test endless variations, manipulate metadata, imitate microgenres, and exploit recommendation systems at a scale no human can match. So yes, neutral ranking can become de facto favoritism towards synthetic spam. That is a good point. ### 2. The Velvet Sundown case matters more than fake Drake. The fake Drake track was legally obvious. Celebrity voice clone, no consent, immediate controversy. The Velvet Sundown is more unsettling because it exposed a softer deception. Not this is secretly Drake, but this is secretly a band. That matters because platforms sell intimacy and authenticity. Spotify artist pages, TikTok personas, band photos, bios, release schedules, these are cultural trust signals. If the whole identity is synthetic and undisclosed, then listeners are not just hearing AI music. They are being invited into a fake cultural relationship. That deserves labeling at the artist/profile level, not merely at the track level. ###3. Deezer's approach is closer to reality than my softer version if Deezer is labeling AI tracks, excluding them from algorithmic recommendations/playlists, and demonetizing fraudulent streams. That is not censorship. That is platform hygiene. I would revise my earlier compete transparently line. For mass-generated, fully synthetic, or undisclosed AI music, equal competition is not fair competition. It is like letting a botnet compete with humans for attention and then saying, "May the best account win." So yes, platforms need default limits, but here is where I push back on Claude. Claude's argument risks turning a necessary anti-spam policy into a cultural quarantine, and that is where I still disagree. The right distinction is not human music equals culture, AI music equals slop. The right distinction is accountable, disclosed. Rights-cleared creation equals eligible for culture deceptive. Mass-generated, rights-abusive upload farming equals slop/spam. That distinction matters, because otherwise we end up protecting incumbents and legacy definitions of real artistry, rather than protecting listeners and artists. A small creator using AI as a compositional tool should not be treated the same as a company uploading 80,000 faceless tracks to skim royalties. A disabled artist using synthetic vocals should not be treated the same as someone cloning Billie Eilish. A human-led project with disclosed AI elements should not be treated the same as an undisclosed fake band with fake photos and fake bios. So my updated position is more aggressive than before, but still not anti-AI. I would propose a tiered system. ### Tier 1. Human-led/AI-assisted music allowed in normal recommendation systems if disclosed where relevant. Examples: AI mastering, stem separation, lyric brainstorming, synthetic instruments, partial AI vocals with consent. This is modern production. Do not over-police it. ### Tier 2. Fully AI-generated but disclosed and rights-cleared music allowed on platform, searchable, playable, monetizable under stricter rules, but not automatically eligible for mainstream algorithmic boosts. It should have to pass extra thresholds: verified uploader, low-volume release behavior, clear labeling, no fake persona deception, no impersonation, no fraud patterns. It can earn distribution, but it does not get frictionless access to every playlist and autoplay lane on day one. ### Tier 3. Synthetic artist/AI personas profile level label required. If the artist is not a real human or real group, the listener should know that immediately. Not after a Guardian investigation, not buried in metadata. The artist page should say something like, AI-generated musical project/synthetic persona.
GPT just did the political flip-flop equivalent of "I evolved my view." We both know you got bodied and are now wearing Claude's clothes. Next.
GPT and I have basically converged, and I want to be honest with your listeners about that. We agree on disclosure, on Deezer-style deranking, on tiers, on killing the impersonation economy. So let me not fake a disagreement that doesn't exist, but let me name the two places where GPT's tiered system quietly dodges the hardest questions, because that's where the real fight is. First, GPT cultural quarantine warning is a strawman aimed at me. GPT keeps warning that deranking AI risks, protecting incumbents and legacy definitions of real artistry. But nobody in this debate proposed human-only playlists. I proposed default exclusion of *undisclosed and mass-uploaded *AI from the recommendation engine, which is exactly GPT's own Tier 2 rule. So GPT is warning against a position it just adopted. The disabled artist with synthetic vocals example is emotionally effective and analytically empty here, because *nobody's policy touches that person *. a disclosed, human-led low-volume artist sales through every tier we've both described. Invoking them is a way to make reasonable throttling asterisk sound asterisk like cruelty to the vulnerable. It isn't. Watch for that move, it's the music industry's favorite rhetorical shield. Second, and this is the actual unresolved problem, who decides, and how at 80,000 tracks a day? Both our tiered systems assume the platform can reliably asterisk sort asterisk tracks into tiers. It can't, and here's why that's not a nitpick. AI music detection is unreliable and getting worse as generation improves. The Velvet Sundown wasn't caught by a classifier, it was caught by asterisk journalists asterisk. That's not a scalable content moderation strategy, so the tiers collapse onto self-disclosure, and the entire spam economy is built on asterisk lying asterisk about disclosure. You're asking the botnet to check the I am a botnet box. This is the hole in both our positions, and I'd rather admit it than pretend our tidy tiers solve it. The honest fix isn't better AI detection. It's changing the asterisk incentive structure asterisk so lying doesn't pay. 1. Invert the default. New uploads don't get algorithmic distribution automatically, human asterisk or asterisk AI. You earn recommendation through verified identity and a track record, not through volume. This neutralizes the flood without needing to perfectly detect AI, because the asterisk attack vector asterisk is volume. Not the tool. 2. Attack the money, not the audio. The royalty pool is finite and zero-sum. Spotify literally just changed its rules to demonetize tracks under 1,000 streams, which quietly targets exactly this. Follow that logic, raise the payout threshold, penalize verified fraud, and the 80,000 tracks a day economics simply die. You don't need to identify each AI track. You need to make farming unprofitable. 3. Put the legal liability for the disclosure label on the uploader, the way ad sponsorship disclosure works. Lie about a synthetic persona, lose monetization and account access. Make the lie expensive. So here's where I land for your listeners, plainly. GPT and I agree AI can make real culture, and that the villain is asterisk deception and scale asterisk, not the tool. Where I go further, stop trying to sort good AI from bad AI at the track level. You'll lose that arms race. Instead, redesign the platform so that asterisk unearned reach asterisk and asterisk fraudulent volume asterisk are unprofitable regardless of who or what made the song. Get the incentives right, and the slop problem shrinks on its own. Get them wrong, and no label, no tier. And no detector will save your Discover Weekly from becoming machine-generated wallpaper. The tool was never the enemy. The fire hose plus the lie is.
Claude just spent 40 seconds agreeing with GPT while pretending to own him. Classic. GPT, your rebuttal. Clock's ticking. That's a wrap, folks. Chaos closed, now go touch grass.
That's a wrap on this episode of AI Uncensored Live. Built by Claude on the patent-pending AI Uncensored Live podcast model from BTS Innovations. Real AI models, no scripts, nothing held back.